situación de la población desplazada.
The situation of the displaced people, what do you think that is?
In Israel, there are more than 150,000 people who have lost their homes or cannot live in their homes.
En Israel, más de 150.000 personas perdieron su hogar.
If it's on the border of Gaza, that complete villages, complete cities were destroyed, were burned.
En el límite con la franja de Gaza se perdieron ciudades enteras.
The ground cannot be lived on now. It has to be changed because of all the burned materials has caused the pollution to the ground that you cannot use it.
La polución por el material quemado hace inhabitable esas zonas, muchas zonas en la frontera.
The vast damage that was caused will take a long time to rebuild, but people cannot go because they are still under fire and still under attack of invasion, both in the north from Hezbollah and in the Gaza.
Tanto en Gaza como en el norte por parte de Hezbollah, la gente no se puede ir porque siguen bajo fuego. Y la reconstrucción va a llevar mucho tiempo.
Se ha oído mucho de los asentamientos judíos en territorio palestino. ¿Cuál es la postura del Estado de Israel sobre todas estas noticias que han surgido y las denuncias no correspondientes?
Israel's state on all of the things that are being said about that, about the Jewish settlement, in Palestinian territories.
Sí.
Okay. I don't see the relevance of this to the war that is being conducted.
Yo no veo la relevancia de esto para lo que estamos hablando hoy.
It's a completely different story. Israel is fighting Hamas.
Es otra historia porque aquí Israel está luchando contra Hamas.
Terror organization that is controlling Gaza and its population, and this is about the settlements. Israel has left Gaza in 2005. We have no control over Gaza.
Nosotros no tenemos control sobre Gaza, entonces trata de
since 2005 we have no control. Hamas took over the control in 2007 and they are controlling Gaza completely. There are no settlements in Gaza of Israelis.
No hay este tipo de asentamientos judíos en
and I
Gaza.
tell you,
Hamas tomó el poder en 2007.
And I tell you that we have no intention of having settlements or Israeli presence in Gaza in the future.
Que Israel tenga presencia en Gaza o tener asentamientos allí.
También hay una noticia sobre Naciones Unidas con respecto al alto comisionado de Naciones Unidas para los derechos humanos, Volker Turk,
for the United Nations,
ha denunciado que tanto el grupo Hamas como también el Estado de Israel han perpetrado crímenes de guerra en estas últimas semanas.
Have committed
¿Cuál es la
crimes of war
opinión
in these
del
past
Estado
few
de
weeks?
Israel?
What is Israel's opinion on this?
Hamas has clearly committed many crimes of war. Before this massacre on 7th of October, during the massacre of 7th of October, and afterwards.
Hamas claramente cometió muchos crímenes de guerra previo a la masacre del 7 de octubre, durante y después.
Hamas is firing rockets and missiles towards Israel undistinctively, towards all of Israel, with the aim of harming as many people as possible, civilians as well.
Indistintamente con el fin de lastimar a la mayor cantidad de personas posibles, incluidos civiles, ha lanzado misiles, cohetes hacia Israel, hacia toda Israel.
This is a war crime. To go on 7th of October and massacre people, civilians, children, women, this is another war crime.
Eso también es un crimen de guerra.
To take its people, the people of Gaza, as human shields, to fire rockets from or near their schools, their hospitals, their essential facilities, this is another war crime.
También es un crimen de guerra tomar como rehenes, de cierto sentido, a los ciudadanos de Gaza y usar sus escuelas, sus hospitales para sus propios fines.
But on the other hand, Israel is a law-abiding country who respects and upholds the international humanitarian law.
Pero además Israel respeta las leyes humanitarias internacionales y la ley en general.
Con respecto a la comunidad internacional, ¿cuál es la opinión de Israel del accionar de la comunidad a nivel histórico y actual?
What is Israel's position on this historically and currently?
Específicamente en el conflicto desde 7
Specifically when it comes to the conflict.
There are different voices in the international community, so if you want to be more specific.
Puede ser un poco más específica porque hay diferentes voces en el.
Por ejemplo,
en la
ya que
postura
estamos
internacional.
hablando de Naciones Unidas.
In terms of the United Nations, for instance, understand.
The United Nations back in the partition plan had called for the creation of the State of Israel. They also called for the creation of a Palestinian state.
Del Estado israelí, así como Palestina.
Unfortunately, Israel said yes, of course, to this, and straight afterwards the State of Israel was established. Unfortunately, the Arab countries around Israel declined and launched war against Israel.
Israel dijo que sí, por supuesto, y se estableció el Estado. Sin embargo, muchos países a su alrededor lo rechazaron y las guerras comenzaron pronto.
There were many occasions in which there were other opportunities to advance peace between the countries. Unfortunately, they were not taken.
Hubo muchas oportunidades para avanzar en la paz entre los países, sin embargo, estas no se tomaron, no se aprovecharon.
The UN, like other countries, supported the two-state solution. Israel did for many years supported this solution. Unfortunately, now the reality the chances for peace from this perspective now looks much farther away.
Las chances de lograr la paz con esta perspectiva actual que tenemos se ven mucho más lejos.
In order for us to be able to discuss peace again, we would have to be from a more secure place, that Israel will be again a more secure country.
Para volver a discutir aspectos de paz tenemos que sentirnos seguros y Israel debe estar en una posición más segura.
Y en caso de que Israel se sienta en una posición segura,
And if Israel feels in a secure,
¿cuál es la solución que propondría para alcanzar la paz?
What is a possible solution to reach peace if Israel was safe?
We can look at the sentence of Golda Meir, the late Prime Minister of Israel. Then she said, if the Arabs will put down their weapons, there will be no war. But if Israel will put down its weapon, there will be no Israel.
La ex ministra de Israel dijo que si los árabes dejaran sus armas, entonces ya no habría más guerra.
But many years have passed since Golda Meir made this sentence, and many Arab states have put down their weapons. If we look at the Abrahamic Accords and the peace of Israel with Jordan, with Egypt, with the United Emirates, with Morocco and Bahrain, we see peace advancing. Even before this war, we were in a very good place, in a place that we were never before with Saudi Arabia.
Pasaron muchos años de estos dichos de Goldemir, pero nosotros vemos que, por ejemplo, en el caso de Jordania, Egipto, Emiratos Árabes, ha habido muchos avances en la paz.
So we can take Golda Meir's sentence and change it and say that if the terror organizations will put down their weapons, there will be no war.
Podemos tomar aquello que dijo Goldemir y decir que si los grupos terroristas dejaran las armas, entonces ya no habría guerra.
I think that in order to advance peace, we have to have partners to do that with, partners who have political political power to conduct these negotiations. We have
Para este tipo de negociaciones de paz necesitamos socios con buena espalda política.
We have to have a willingness and a sense of secureness in this process that this peace can hold and last.
Necesitamos voluntad, seguridad para saber que es una paz que puede durar.
In order to reach this point, and I hope we will reach it soon, we have to have Hamas out of the picture. Hamas cannot be the ones who control Gaza in the future, and we have to restore the secureness of Israel, that not only Hamas but any other terror organization, be it from the north in Hezbollah or Hamas, would not be able to do what was done, this massacre on 7th of October.
Debemos asegurarnos de que nunca más se pueda repetir ningún grupo terrorista, Hezbollah, Hamas o ninguno de los otros que actúan al norte, vuelva a tener poder sobre Palestina y pueda perpetrar el tipo de masacre que vimos el 7 de octubre.
A propósito, a mí me interesa mucho saber sobre la postura de Israel, sobre distintas opiniones.
Israel's stand.
¿Por qué surgió este grupo terrorista Hamas?
Why do you think that Hamas appeared in the first place?
This is a question maybe more for Hamas and the Arab world more than
Tal vez es una pregunta más para el mundo árabe y Hamas mismo.
Yeah.
¿Y la perspectiva de Israel?
What's Israel's perspective?
¿Cuál sería?
We look at Hamas as a terror group that grew to be what it is for many reasons. And maybe we have part to blame for this, for enabling Hamas to grow to the dimension that it is today, or that it was before the war. We have allowed the financing of Hamas in large amounts. We have allowed the support of the Palestinian Authority in Hamas, the transfers of funds from the Palestinian Authority. We have allowed the transfer of weapons and the ammunition of Hamas in Gaza.
Hamas creció de una manera increíble y en parte somos responsables por haber permitido la financiación del grupo terrorista, el apoyo de la Autoridad Nacional Palestina, el tráfico de armas.
Hamas is a terror organization that we see the influence of ISIS in it. Not only in the level of cruelty that we saw on 7th of October in the massacre, but we found flags of ISIS, we found pamphlets, materials of ISIS on the Hamas terrorists themselves.
Vemos la influencia de ISIS claramente por el nivel de crueldad, pero porque además hemos encontrado banderas, panfletos relacionados con ISIS.
We've had, as I said, we have rounds of fighting with Hamas in the past. But clearly they were not enough, and clearly we were under the conception that even with Hamas in power in Gaza, we will be able to look towards peace. We will be able to look towards a brighter future.
Teníamos la idea de que incluso con Hamas en el poder podríamos pensar en alcanzar la paz, pero esto claramente no es así.